Hi, Mr. Gowerluck here with our fourth science lesson. We're talking about landforms, and on your screen, you'll see that we have a country that's very familiar to us, and a continent that we call home, North America. And in the middle of that, you'll find the United States. So, what am I showing you? Well, I'm showing you a relief map. And relief maps really are cool to look at because they'll emphasize the kind of terrain. If you take a look at the west or the left side of that map, you notice that it's real bumpy and rugged looking. Well, what kind of mountains do you think are there? You're right, the Rockies. And on the right side or the east side of the United States part of that map, do you know what those mountains are called? Right, they're called the Appalachian Mountains. And those, you can take a look at the jagged peaks on the west side with the Rockies versus more of the, I don't know, looks like it's been windblown or eroded right side with the Appalachians. It gives you clues as to which landform is older or younger. And yes, there are landforms that are older, landforms that are younger. And of course, it's all relative for us because, well, when you start talking about a 10 or 11-year-old kid, well, you think about the mountains have been around forever. Well, in some ways, it might seem like that's the case, but it's not always the case because you have volcanic activity, you have what's called plate tectonics, you have moving of the plates of the earth. One plate might go underneath another plate or go alongside and cause an earthquake. So you have all sorts of things that are happening all the time on the planet. And for us, it might not seem like anything's happening. Well, over the course of hundreds and thousands of years, there's a lot of change on the earth and a lot of change that happens that we don't see or feel. But again, relief maps utilize shading or coloring or different types of scale and three-dimensional raising of landscapes to create accurate models. And you'll see an accurate model here. So again, following my cursor, we have the Rocky Mountain Range. You'll notice there's other mountains that head down into Mexico. Look at how high, how different some of these mountains are. And they're also real close to the ocean. I bet that's just beautiful down there. Okay. And you'll also notice more mountains as we head into across Central America into South America. Heading up towards Alaska, some of the highest mountains in the world are in Alaska. And it might not necessarily look like that, but my goodness, there are Mount McKinley. You ever heard of Mount McKinley? I think it's called Denali locally, and then you have, of course, like I say, you have other mountain peaks and ranges. We're in the green. Okay, you can see Lake Superior here. We're in the green. That means we're more into the flatter areas and the prairies and the grasslands and such. And certain animals, which if we start talking about environments from our last unit, certain animals like certain different types of landform terrain. So this is a little bit about the kinds of what maps can tell you. When you start seeing relief maps, that's when you start thinking to yourself, we have terrain being emphasized. And of course, when you look up here towards Greenland, it's white. Looks like it's ice or frosting on a cake. Well, it's a big glacier. Okay, so, and that glacier gets smaller and it gets larger over time. Okay, and up here, we're actually the Arctic Circle goes right through this area. So you know it's cold up here. Okay, so anyway, that's relief maps in a nutshell for you. And there will be more to talk about as we move on. So this is our fourth science lesson. I'm Mr. G, signing off. I have to go practice playing my lute. Okay, so I'll see you next time. And I also want to give a hi to all those kids who have been watching and thanking and putting thumbs up and saying nice things about the videos I've been making, because I'll tell you, I'm not very good at this stuff, but I'm doing my best. Okay, doing my best. Have a good day. Time to play my lute. That was my lute.